life is so precious, and honestly, life is so short. And if you want to do something about it, instead of trying to find a way to look pretty and live long, just enjoy it while it lasts. Really. Like, it's just a thing I came up with because I know we're gonna die eventually, and this is the hard reality. And as long as we smile and we be kind to each other, I think at the end of the day, we'll live our lives to the fullest. Even if people don't achieve what they want to achieve in life, sometimes we just gotta smile and we just gotta laugh. And I've learned this lesson because I've had multiple near-death experience. Hey, I'm born with a cleft lip palate, had multiple near-death experience. And this one was a very, very interesting one. And actually, this one was the biggest one because for some reason, like the entire time, I was the one who knew there was something wrong, okay? But anyways, let me dive into this amazing near-death experience I had, okay? So let's start with July 1st. So July 1st, here I am. I'm ready to go. I am ready to go for surgery. I am ready. I got this. I am doing it on a roll, baby. Now, what surgery am I doing? Jaw surgery. I'm doing an upper jaw surgery. It's supposed to take a day, in the hospital. Get the hell out of the hospital. Boom, wada bam. Easy as that, right? Well, it turned out that, no, life had other plans, seriously. Here I am, grab the surgery chart, writing things down, writing my name. I am going to the surgery little room area with nasty hard bed. Jesus Christ, dude, the bed was the most annoying part. Anyways, here I am ready to go. I am like peak nervousness, okay? This is jaw surgery out there. I literally last night, before I even had the jaw surgery, the entire time, I was just panicking. I was like, oh my God, I'm having jaw surgery. Tomorrow's jaw surgery. Oh my God. And like the entire time, I'm panicking. And then the day that the jaw surgery hits, I'm like, oh my God. Dude, I'm having more jaw surgery. Help me. Like I am like in peak panic, but at the same time, I'm like, final surgery, ready to go. I am at the highest of the levels, right? So I am like ready to go. Anyways, sorry for explaining that for almost 2 minutes, okay? Hope that was entertaining enough. Anyways, so I am, again, ready to go, and I'm signing charts or whatever, and I go inside this procedure. Hard, nasty bed. Oh my God, I hate hospital beds. I go in there, they give me a pill to calm down. They give me a pill for anxiety, right? Because I have anxiety. And so like they give me this stuff. Anywho, okay? This is the part where it pisses me off, okay? Anywho, for some reason, the doctor comes, right? And here I am. I'm already nervous enough about the jaw surgery, right? I don't want to have bad news. But anywho, I actually thank the doctor for this because, hey, not all doctors can deliver bad news. But anywho, so doctor comes in and he goes, you might feel pain. Just pain. A lot of pain, a little pain. I don't know. You might feel pain. We'll try our best to, make that pain go away, but we can't 100% guarantee it. And this is me. And I'm on anesthesia. And the entire time, I am quite literally dying, okay? Not on the inside, okay? Because I'm like, I just want to have a simple surgery. And I had a lot of them, very simple. But this one, can it be as simple as it can be? I know you're breaking jaw surgeries. I mean your jaw. I keep saying surgery on it. I know you're breaking your jaw and all that stuff. 3-hour procedure, but whatever. Make it as simple as it can be. Right? Anywho, so here I am. I'm like, you know what? I signed up for this. I signed up for me getting the jaw surgery. I signed up. Let's go. I'm not scared. Let's go. So, we go into the procedure. Ready to go? I'm ready to go. Now, here's the interesting part. 3 hour passes by. I wake up. First thing I remember me saying is the word thank you because I'm alive. I'm I'm happy. I've never broken a bone inside my body. I've never even experienced such a big surgery like this. For me, it's a huge surgery. I'm happy. I'm alive. I'm ready to go. I look like a hippo, okay? I am ready to go. I tell myself, 24 hours later, get the fuck out of this hospital. Like, I am at high peak happiness, right? Until, and this is the part that kind of like actually scares me a little bit. I feel something weird within my mouth. While they were rolling me towards my room, my mouth started to bleed. Now, I don't remember this, but here's the thing. When you're on anesthesia, you don't remember everything. I just remember me having a tube and just sucking on the tube. So, blood can come out easily. But for some reason, I had a lot of blood in the beginning. And they said that's completely normal. But I had a lot of blood, right? But for some reason, I had this unshakable feeling that something went wrong with the surgery, and I didn't know what it is. And here's the reason why. I could not breathe. I did try to tell the doctors then and there, but I don't know if I did clarify the information. All I remember, though, I went to my room, and the first thing I said, something went wrong. Yeah, I just spat everywhere. But anyways, I said something went wrong. Like, that's literally what I said. And I was like, for some reason, my head won't shake the fact that something is wrong. And I can feel every last blood cell going through my nose, and just something feels wrong. And the reason is if you feel something in a jaw surgery, right, something is wrong because they numb everything. They numb your nose, they literally numb your entire face so you don't feel it. So in my head, I'm like, I am feeling things that I feel like I'm not supposed to feel. I'm feeling blood cells going through my mouth like giant bubbles. Like, I feel giant bubbles inside my mouth. Like, something was completely wrong. And here I am. I'm like, no, there is something wrong. And I say this out loud. I say this 3 times. The first time I said it, say, no, you're fine. We'll do it. Second time I said it, they'll say, let's bring the doctor. So the surgeon comes in, right? Really cool guy. Surgeon comes in. All of a sudden, he helps me out with the blood thing. But for some reason, I can't have an unshakable feeling that something is wrong. Now, here's another part. I also had like a bloody nose. This is very important, okay? So I had a bloody nose. They put this giant sponge. Holy shit, dude, that was annoying as hell. I don't remember the timelines. It was before or after the surgeon comes in. I'm just gonna say when the surgeon came in, they put the freaking sponge in, and I am tired. I am tired, okay? So I'm like, bro, there is something is wrong. I cannot shake the feeling. I am feeling my like blood going through my nose. And also, this is the time where I could not breathe. My lungs felt weird. Everything felt weird. And I could not breathe. And so in my head, something is wrong. And I say it the 3rd time. But when I say it on the 3rd time, here's the crazy part. The doctor accidentally pushes one of my bubbles, okay? Now, here's the thing. I don't know if you saw bubbles or anything, but I felt something pop, in my mouth. And all of a sudden, just freaking, poof! I somehow vomited blood. Yeah, I vomited blood, and I was shaking. And this is the scary part, too, is when you're in this experience, you're shaking uncontrollably. For most people, at least, you're shaking uncontrollably, and you're like, what's going on? I wasn't thinking, oh, shoot, I'm going to die. Here's what I was thinking. I told you there's something wrong. No, I am not kidding. But for some reason, I was shaking. But at the same time, my head goes, I knew it. I am happy I'm right. But anyways, while I'm like, I knew it, I'm scared as shit. I'm like, dude, I need to calm the flip down, because it can get worse if your emotional state is worse, because that can happen, right? Your health can decline if your state is emotional collapse. So here I am calming my ass down. Seriously calming my ass down. Everything is like, take a breather, and all of a sudden the doctor, I call this his mask breaks, right? Where he's supposed to deliver like good news, or even if like in really intense situations he's supposed to be calm, his mask breaks, and this is the part where I feel bad for him. So here I am, his this is literally his mask break, and he goes, "This is not normal." And in my head, I'm like, "Oh my god, bro! I knew I was right." I don't know what made me happier, just me, being right, or me being right. I don't know, but for some reason I was happy. I was like, yes, I knew I was right. Anyways, they put me a second bed. They said, hey, I'm going to have to do a second surgery on you, and everything went well, okay? No, I'm kidding. So, anyways, the second surgery comes in, right? Before I even do the second surgery, blood is everywhere. They have to clean everything, and dude, I felt bad for the nurses. I felt bad for the doctors, the surgeon, all of that. I felt bad because, they shouldn't, here's what I'm saying. They shouldn't really witness this, okay? And, stuff happens, but, I just felt bad. But I don't know. I'm not really scared to death or anything. It's more of being alive, having that emotional trauma. That's the one that kind of scares me a little bit, because some people can recover, some people can't, and the entire time I just felt bad. But so anywho, again, I felt bad, and mind you, this entire time we're in the hospital. So anywho, here I am, in bed, lying down, and I just vomited blood, But here's the thing. For some reason, I could not lay down straight. So here's the thing. If I laid down straight, I could feel like there's something going in my nose, but I did anyways. And I was trying to stand up, but I did anyways. Anyway, so they go to the surgeon right away. Obviously, they have to do a second surgery. Now, I don't know if this is a miracle or not, but I'm going to include this as a miracle. Apparently, the surgeon was supposed to go, but, I don't know. But people say, thank God that he didn't, because I would have been in a really bad situation. But anywho, forget about that part. Here I am, going to surgery, and they say, hey, we're going to give you the second anesthesia. I said, would that kill me? I remember me saying this, but I don't know if it happened, because you're just under so much anesthesia. But in my head, I'm just like, yeah, no, it won't kill you. But anyways, this is the crazy part. I had to take off the anesthesia and tell them that there's something wrong here. It's like, I can't breathe. And then they go, no, your oxygen is fine. Everything is fine. I'm like, brother, I can't breathe. Can we do something else besides this? It's like, no, take a deep breath or whatever. So here I am. I'm taking deep breaths. But the thing is, I couldn't breathe for some reason. My oxygen was good, but I couldn't breathe. I felt there was something heavy in my nose and in my lungs. Okay, now thank God nothing happened in my lungs, but something was bad going on. Now, this is the crazy part. We're going anesthesia, and here I am, and I'm just dead, right? Sleeping, taking a nap. Doctor comes in, cuts this, and he's like, no, everything looks fine. Why the hell? This is my imagination when it goes through his mind, and this is a sarcastic imagination. It's like, why is he panicking? Everything looks fine, right? It's like, bro, you scared us, right? Why did you vomit blood? Is that from fear or something? Anywho, that's my imagination, right? So that's literally an exaggeration of probably what he was thinking. But anywho, he patches everything up, right? Puts everything back to normal, and then, and this is how the doctor described it when he first told me. He said, I saw something bleeding in the nose, right? And I think that was an accident, okay? Because when the sponge was in my nose, it probably blocked in a lot of the blood when he was cutting, so it probably just poured a little bit, and he saw where it came from. Here is the crazy part. The blood was going through my nose. And that's actually rare to happen in surgery. It's because when I'm born with a cleft lip palate, not everybody has this, thank God. But since I'm born with a cleft lip palate, I am born without a bone on top of my jaw. This is rare, by the way, mind you. Meaning, if I'm bleeding like this again, I will be dead. because it will be right here, right? It would be like the blood would be flowing here, right? So he patches everything up, he cleans everything up, but like I remember him specifically telling me this was his worst like case in almost 23 years. He had one person like this, but I could not come near because this was terrible. We're talking about, you know, something that could literally life and death situation. But that's not the worst part. That's not, see, here's the thing. If it just came to that, it'll be a happy ending. No, for some reason, my bladder stops working. And then, yeah. I won't get into too much detail. I feel like that's too much information. But long story short, they put catheter on me, and then that was the worst piece of shit I've ever experienced. But the entire time, by the way, the entire time, I cannot stress you guys enough, there was too much miracles than I've ever imagined. For example, like nobody, first of all, like the fact that I knew something went wrong. Second of all, the fact that the doctor was supposed to leave, apparently, like I mentioned earlier, that's crazy, okay? That's crazy, because if he left, then I would have been in a terrible situation. Like, in a terrible situation. So, like, thank God, like, nobody left or anything. But also, like, mind you, and here's the part I'm not gonna share too much, but when it comes to the catheter or whatever, okay, since I had to go to the ambulance and all that stuff, they could not know what's going on, right? And long story short, nothing went bad, and I was relieved. They put an oxygen tank on, not oxygen tank, but an oxygen tube on me. Everything was fine, and again, dude, I'm alive, okay? I woke up the next day, and I was alive. Now, if you want me to tell you a story about what happened in the 5 days period, here's the thing. I don't remember much about it. Here's the reason why. I was sleeping. I was crying the entire time. I want to go home. Literally, that was it. And my pain was getting more like a hippopotamus than I could ever imagine. So obviously, I couldn't really do anything. I do remember the fact that, like, bro, I do remember this, okay? In the hospital, they gave me ice cream. So they say, do you want ice cream or yogurt? And I'm like, yeah, just give me yogurt, okay? I swear to God, I ordered yogurt, not frozen food. The yogurt was frozen, and not just frozen. If I flipped it upside down, this is a Gatorade, but oh my God, I have to clean this up. Okay, but anyways, so if I flip this upside down, okay, the yogurt wouldn't even drop. It was so... How was I supposed to eat this? Like, I was pissed. Terrible day. Terrible 5 days. And that's the reason why it was annoying. Another thing is I was getting so much medications. I was telling them, dude, please stop giving it to me. My body, it feels like it's shutting down. I remember the first day that I woke up, my heart was racing, but everything looked fine. But I'm not kidding. My entire chest, like where my heart is, was racing so high, and everything looked fine. It felt like a heart attack, and it felt like near damn close to a heart attack until they gave me a little bit of pain medication, and that actually made it worse because for some reason my whole body felt like it was, it was so bad. But anywho, I am not even, by the way, just letting you guys know, I'm not telling you the full story, because the full story would me be sitting here an hour long. I could tell you a more detailed story on what happened, and here's the reason why I'm not, okay? First of all, too much info, okay? I don't want you guys to know everything that happened on my secret little life. Second of all, this is supposed to be a video for you guys to be motivated, at least if, you know, you're alive, you're breathing, get up, smile, and have fun. And honestly, that's what you should do in life, okay? And I hope that motivated you a little bit. I don't know. But, I don't know. But I mean, I'll be fair. The only thing I liked about this surgery is not only it taught me to live, love, and laugh, which I have a problem with almost on a daily basis because I have depression. But another thing that this surgery taught me is, Sometimes you have to trust your guts. So for some reason, you have to trust your guts. I knew something was wrong. I am happy I was right. I know something bad happened at the end, but I swear to God, I woke up. I woke up from the hospital. I was like, where am I? Where am I? But anyways, later that day, you know, when I finally processed everything, later that day, I was like, yes, I am right. I am on a goddamn roll, baby. I knew something was wrong. I don't know why my mind was like this. Please, for the love of God, don't comment. Bro, instead of fearing dying, he says, yes, I'm right. Yeah, dude, here's the thing. I just don't know why my brain was like, yeah, here's the thing. You're right. So, other than that, that was it. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, so again, live, love, laugh, and always remember, live your life to the fullest. We may not be here the next day. Actually, the Bible even says that, and that means just live your life, laugh, and just have fun. That's it. Anyways, take care, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh my God, I was about to burp like crazy.